My child, my cherished one, before a single syllable leaves my lips, I need you to steady your spirit. For what I am about to unveil was inscribed in the eternal records before your first breath was drawn. And heaven does not dispatch a decree of this magnitude unless a profound shift, a destiny-altering wave of divine provision, is already knocking upon the door of your life. My beloved, tune your ear to the realm of spirit. Archangel Raphael whispers that a season of abundant healing and restoration is yours. If you turn away from this message today, you may overlook the key. But the miracle is more layered than you imagine. If your focus wavers for even a heartbeat, you might miss the truth the universe has been patiently weaving into your path. My child, this is no accident of scrolling. You are here because your higher self summoned this word. Your purpose magnetized you to this moment. The wholeness, the peace, and the prosperity that seemed deferred, contested, or just beyond reach are now converging upon you with an irresistible momentum. My beloved, I need you to remain present. Do not look away, for the lines that follow carry a sacred insight that was intercepted not once, but twice before it could find you. Angelic hosts contended to deliver it to your eyes. Opposition arose, but love prevailed. My child, before I unveil the wonder, I must ask you softly. Do you feel that gentle tug in the core of your being? That subtle vibration, that intuitive knowing that a pivot is imminent, that is not your mind wandering. That is not random. That is affirmation. My beloved, stay. Do not skip a single word, for what I share next will turn the first key in the lock of your breakthrough. But first, heed this invitation. If you wish to remain attuned to these celestial whispers, stay connected, stay open, stay in the flow, for each message you bypass is a divine appointment rescheduled. And the heavens have rescheduled for you long enough. Now, my child, draw near. A benefactor in the unseen realms advocated for you. A voice petitioned for grace to flood your circumstances. A prayer was uttered that the seasons of lack and limitation be broken. And when your name was called, a holy attention settled over the assembly. My beloved, Archangel Raphael stepped into the light and said, "This heart has endured enough." He declared, "Release their healing. Release their overflow. Their waiting period has reached its end." But here is what many never learn: the moment the release was sanctioned, a shadow tried to obscure it again. A force attempted to keep you in the dark. Something tried to divert you from this very reading. Yet, you arrived. That means the blessing outmatches the resistance. My child, listen. The restoration heaven speaks of is not minor. It is not fleeting. It is not fragile. It is life rearranging, lineage shifting, narrative rewriting, future defining. Yet the angels convey that this restoration carries a sacred condition: you must remain conscious. You must honor the synchronicities. And you must not close this message partway, for every passage you absorb unlocks another chamber. Every sentence dissolves another barrier. Every syllable fractures the old ceilings that capped your potential. My beloved, the reality is this: there was an energy that sought to withhold this breakthrough. There was a presence that grew unsettled when heaven began to favor you. There was a voice that hissed you were unworthy of the destiny written in your soul's code. But Archangel Raphael said, "No more." He decreed, "Restore all that is rightfully theirs." He proclaimed, "Do not let this precious one face another dawn without what eternity has already ordained. My child, this is the moment your timeline curves toward grace. But I want you to grasp a deeper layer. The wholeness being bestowed is not merely material. It is emancipation. It is reconciliation. It is divine recompense for every silent tear, every betrayal endured, every stagnant season, every night you wept wondering when your spring would come. My beloved, I see this with clarity. Your breakthrough was not denied, it was incubating. And the incubation period is now complete. There is a cosmic clock above your life, and its chime has just echoed through the realms. Archangel Raphael says, "This grace will not bypass you, but only if you abide with this word until its final period." My child, are you still here? Good. For the next part reveals what sought to obstruct this flow and why heaven is now activating it. My child, my beloved, you are still reading. This means a formidable light within you refused to be switched off. That alone speaks volumes. Your blessing is selecting you. My beloved, listen, when heaven orchestrates a miracle, distractions amplify. Interruptions arise. Your thoughts scatter. Your environment suddenly clamors for attention. Have you sensed it? Even now, something tried to steal your focus for an instant, but you held fast. That steadfastness opened another portal within your destiny. My child, I need you to receive this next line with your entire soul. The energy that tried to block your abundance was rooted in a fear that your radiance would reveal its own emptiness. It believed that if you stepped into your power, its own illusions would shatter. So it sought to delay you, to cloud your vision, to erect hurdles so you would never glance up and see how near your deliverance truly stood. But here is the divine reversal, my beloved. Your name was etched in the scrolls of blessing long before any opposition ever formed. And when Archangel Raphael stood, the entire host of heaven rallied behind him. He said, "No more delays." He said, "No more interference." He said, "This spirit has carried burdens not their own. Clear the path before them." My beloved, do you feel that subtle movement in your solar plexus? That soft warmth, that unexpected peace, that sudden stillness as you read, that is heaven opening the second seal. But before we go deeper, heed my counsel, stay connected. Stay open, for heaven is broadcasting with increased frequency now, and you cannot afford to miss a single transmission. Your name is illuminated in the spiritual ledger at this very hour. And when heaven calls your name, you must be positioned to answer. Now, my child, come closer. There is a reason Archangel Raphael indicated this window is today. What you are receiving is synchronized with divine timing. A portal has opened, but portals have cycles. Your window activated the moment you chose to engage. Every word you read widens the aperture. Every paragraph you complete anchors the blessing. Every moment you remain is a signal to the cosmos that you are receptive, aligned, and prepared. My beloved, let me describe what I am shown. There is a vessel of light in the spiritual realm, inscribed with the fingerprint of your soul. Your mark is not carved in stone, but in luminescence. Within this vessel rests not just provision, but divine connections, open doors, timely favor, unexpected help, resolved conflicts, cleared obligations, remembered covenants, and heavenly restitution. And until now, this vessel was sealed. Not because heaven wished to withhold, but because a contrary request asked for it to be held in reserve. Yes, my child. An influence petitioned the divine realm to postpone your dawn. They thought you would not perceive it. They thought you would not persevere. They thought you would not awaken. But they did not foresee you finding this message. They did not anticipate heaven's direct intervention. They did not expect Archangel Raphael to advocate. They did not expect you to be chosen, my beloved. The instant you began to read, the seal on that vessel cracked. With each word you continue, the seal weakens further. The chains rust, the walls tremble. When you reach the conclusion, the vessel pours forth. Your blessing circulates. The restoration promised to you begins its journey into your tangible experience. My child, your reality is transforming even as your eyes trace these lines. But I wish to take you deeper, into what heaven has witnessed, what heaven has decreed, and what Archangel Raphael is preparing on your behalf. The heavens are murmuring, tell them the unveiled truth. Tell them what was concealed. Tell them what interfered. So listen closely. There was a presence that envied your destiny before you even glimpsed its outline. It felt agitated by your potential. It grew uncomfortable when light accelerated around you. It feared the expansion of your purpose. Instead of cheering you on, it tried to dampen your fire. Instead of hoping for your good, it hoped for your hesitation. Instead of aligning with your rise, it aligned with your pause. But heaven witnessed it all. And heaven kept a perfect record. My beloved, the divine realm is not indifferent. Justice may unfold in seasons, but it is absolute. Archangel Raphael has been overseeing, and now he speaks. He says, restore what was hindered. Return what was sidetracked. Release what was reserved. My child, this is your moment. This is your shift. This is your divine inflection point. And in the next part, I will tell you the specific sign that your restoration is en route, the exact change that will precede its arrival, and the reason heaven ordained today for this delivery. My child, my beloved, you have journeyed deeper than many ever do. Most would have paused by now. Most would have been lured away. Most would have muted the whisper of destiny calling their name, but you stayed. And because you stayed, heaven is opening the third seal for you. Now, my beloved, listen with care. There is a sign, a particular sign that manifests before a divine restoration materializes. Many overlook it. Many dismiss it as chance. Many fail to decipher its meaning. But heaven has asked me to unveil this sign to you directly. The sign is this: right before the breakthrough manifests, you will experience a sudden, profound sense of release in your spirit, as if a weight you've carried for years gently lifts, leaving a quiet, spacious calm in its wake. My child, have you sensed that recently? Even in the past day, even in these last few moments? If so, then you are already within the miracles field. But there is more. Sometimes the sign arrives as a moment of crystalline clarity. A pause, a stillness, an inner silence that feels sacred. It is not emptiness, it is fullness. It is divine preparation. That stillness is heaven orchestrating the details, sweeping away debris, and aligning your footsteps with what is coming. My beloved, do not dismiss that sensation. It is not random emotion. It is spiritual intelligence. Now listen, the angels did not arbitrarily select today to send this word. They chose this day because your spiritual journey reached a climax where transition could no longer be postponed. You have crossed a threshold. You have endured a silent battle. You have passed an unseen test. This message is not the catalyst, it is the announcement. My child, I must show you why heaven is urging you not to let this blessing slip past. Heaven says your blessing is timed. Your restoration has an appointment. Your abundance has an entry point. If you walk past the entry point unaware, the point closes and must be recalibrated later, a process that could take seasons. But heaven will not make you wait any longer. That is why Archangel Raphael is urging, engage with this now, or you may overlook the doorway. My beloved, hear this with your spirit, you are not facing a mere possibility. You are facing destiny. But now I must reveal what may astonish you, heaven did not only release provision to you. Heaven released healing, elevation, and spiritual authority. The influences that once dictated your pace no longer have jurisdiction over your life. The unseen hands that once constricted your flow have been revoked. The cycles that spun in repetition are shattering as you read. My child, can you perceive it? Something is shifting in your awareness. Your heart is stirring. Your breath feels different. That is not merely feeling, it is spiritual recalibration. Now I must tell you what heaven observed. This may be challenging, but you must know, someone within your sphere, perhaps closer than you realized, attempted to interfere with your momentum. They spoke against your blessing. They questioned your worthiness. They doubted your future. They feared your rise because it would highlight their own stagnation. They assumed heaven would heed their vibration. But heaven heeded your heart's cry, not their insecurity. My beloved, the divine realm is not swayed by envy. It is moved by authenticity. Your authenticity, your intent, your resilience, that is what stirred heaven. This is why the angels say the provision was always yours. Your name was always upon it. Nothing and no one could erase it. Only postpone it. But the postponement ends today. My child, do not minimize this moment. Your life will not shift gradually, it will shift suddenly. A divine suddenly is approaching. A sudden open door, a sudden communication, a sudden release, a sudden yes, a sudden settlement, a sudden breakthrough. Heaven is arranging something immediate for you. But I need you to hear this truth, the wholeness coming to you is not random. It is restitution. Restitution for your patience. Restitution for your unseen labor. Restitution for your battles. Restitution for every moment you wondered why the wheel would not turn. Heaven numbered the tears you shed in private. Heaven saw the wars you waged alone. Heaven felt the load you bore without protest. And heaven decreed, return to them all. My beloved, you were not overlooked, you were being prepared. And now the preparation is complete. In the next part, I will reveal what heaven asks of you, the final confirmation before your restoration manifests, and why Archangel Raphael is urgently calling your name today. My child, my beloved, you are still reading, and that signifies your spirit is in harmony with a force greater than you know. Every second you linger here, heaven broadens the path beneath your feet. I can sense it. The energy around you is transforming. Something is opening. Something is awakening. My beloved, listen closely. Before your blessing arrives, there is one final confirmation heaven always transmits. Most people do not recognize it. Most people disregard it. But you were chosen to comprehend it. The confirmation is this: in the moments before your restoration enters your life, something minor will attempt to agitate you. A hiccup, a small misunderstanding, a wave of fatigue, an abrupt distraction, a fleeting thought of surrender. This is not an assault. It is a signal. It means your miracle is one step away. It means the blessing has already departed the spiritual realm and is now traversing into your physical world. It means heaven is preparing your capacity to receive something greater than you have held before. My child, stay aware. Do not let this sign pass unnoticed. Now listen. Often, right before a breakthrough dawns, the adversary sends a whisper: this is a waste. Nothing will change. This is all illusion. But those whispers do not arise during ordinary times. They arise only when your life is on the cusp of change. And heaven wants you to know, the opposition is trembling because it sees what is advancing toward you. My beloved, Archangel Raphael has already extended his caduceus. He has already severed the cords binding your wellness. He has already broken the chains around your opportunities. He has already dissolved the agreements written against your progress. You are free in the spirit. And now your material world must catch up. My child, breathe slowly. Something divine is moving in your favor. I can feel it. You can feel it. Heaven confirms it. And now I must reveal what heaven asks of you. You are not required to strive harder. You are not required to plead for recognition. You are not required to barter for approval. Heaven requests one thing only: stay spiritually awake. Stay conscious. Stay receptive. Stay aligned. Do not disconnect from the messages being sent in this season, for every message is a stepping stone. Every stone is a doorway. Every doorway leads to the blessing. My beloved, do you realize the rarity of a word this direct? Do you realize how many souls never receive such explicit guidance? Do you realize how many never know their miracle is ready? But you were summoned, you were singled out, you were drawn here by divine magnetism because heaven is done waiting. Heaven is done delaying. Heaven is done witnessing your struggle. My child, listen carefully, your restoration is not merely external. It is emotional mending. It is mental renewal. It is spiritual fortification. It is divine alignment. It is protection from future depletion. This blessing will transform you from the inside first, then the outside will mirror the change automatically. My beloved, let me share something extraordinary. Right now, as you absorb these words, your energy is ascending. Your frequency is shifting. Your spirit is unlocking gates you never perceived. Every word is a key. Every sentence is an adjustment. Every paragraph is a breaking of ancient cycles. This is why Raphael urged, engage with this now, or you may overlook the doorway. Not because heaven penalizes, but because your personal timeline has reached the moment of activation. My child, the season of struggle is concluding. The season of release is initiating. You have wept silently. You have carried loads alone. You have smiled through ache. You have kept faith when it felt like an anchor. And for this, heaven has decreed, enough. Restore them completely. My beloved, I see something clearly. You will experience a sudden moment. A moment when everything feels lighter. A moment when your mind clears. A moment when your heart warms. A moment when fear evaporates for a breath. That moment is not random. It is heaven touching your timeline. And after that moment, your blessing will begin to materialize. But now I must unveil a deeper layer, something heaven wishes you to understand about the energy that delayed your flow. You must hear this truth: it did not stop the blessing, it only rerouted it. My beloved, right now, as you read, your energy is rising. Your frequency is changing. Your spirit is unlocking doors you did not know existed. Every word is a key. Every sentence is a shift. Every paragraph is a dissolution of old patterns. This is why the message reached you now. Your timeline has reached its moment of activation. My child, the time of enduring is closing. The time of receiving is beginning. You have cried in silence. You have carried burdens alone. You have smiled while hurting. You have kept faith even when it felt heavy. And for this, heaven has declared, enough. Restore them completely. My beloved, I see something vividly. You are going to experience a sudden moment of clarity, a moment when everything feels lighter, your mind becomes still, your heart feels enveloped in warmth, your fear dissolves for a second. That moment is not chance, it is heaven making contact. And after that moment, your blessing will begin to appear in the physical. But now I must reveal something deeper about the interference. They did not stop the blessing, they only slowed its trajectory. What is ordained for you cannot be stolen. What is written for you cannot be erased. What heaven releases cannot be nullified. You are divinely marked. You are spiritually shielded. You are chosen. And the wholeness coming your way is arriving because heaven intends to elevate you, not just materially, but in essence. My child, your story is about to pivot in a manner that will leave others marveling at the speed of change. But in the next part, I will reveal the nature of the interfering energy, why heaven finally overruled it, and the timeline of your imminent restoration. My child, my beloved, you have journeyed farther than most spirits ever venture. Do you feel it? The atmosphere around you is altering. The climate within your soul is transforming. The deeper you go, the brighter the truth becomes. My beloved, the angels are observing you now. They are witnessing each word you read, each breath you take, each intention your spirit holds. Heaven is tracing your path with starlight because you are moving towards something sacred. Now listen with your whole heart, you are about to understand what interfered. But before I unveil that, I must share what heaven whispered the instant you reached this segment: this spirit is ready. Proceed with the unveiling. So I shall continue. My child, the energy that delayed your blessing was not a stranger. It was something familiar, something that knew your light, something that sensed your destiny, something that recognized the halo around your soul before you fully owned it. And do you know what unsettled it? Your potential. Your future. Your divine alignment. Your spiritual protection. Your inevitable expansion. It perceived that greatness was encoded for you, and instead of supporting, it felt threatened. My beloved, I say this gently, this presence did not wish to see you ascend too swiftly. It didn't want heaven to favor you first. It believed your blessing would unveil its own lack. So it cast subtle shadows over your path. It questioned your decisions. It doubted your direction. It spoke vibrations that carried friction instead of peace. And those vibrations formed temporary detours, not dead ends, only detours, for heaven permits tests but never ultimate failure. My child, hear this truth: no earthly or spiritual power can ultimately block a blessing heaven has decreed. It may cast a shadow, but the sun always returns. It may slow the timing, but it cannot cancel the miracle. That is your story. Your blessing was rerouted but never revoked. Your provision was paused but never purged. Your miracle was held in reserve but never rescinded. My beloved, heaven finally intervened because your name reached a critical mass in the spiritual ledger. Your soul cried out for justice. Your destiny demanded motion. Your heart grew weary of waiting. Heaven could no longer remain silent. So Archangel Raphael arose. He declared, no more interference. No more delay. Restore everything. And the moment he spoke, the obstruction around your flow shattered. Now heaven wants you to grasp why today is pivotal. Your blessing has arrived at the frontier of your timeline. It sits at the verge of manifestation. It can enter your life at any instant, but only if you remain spiritually connected. That is why this message was sent urgently. That is why you were guided here at this exact hour. That is why Raphael emphasized, engage with this now, for divine timing is everything. My child, reflect, you may have recently felt a sudden pressure lift from your shoulders. A strange lightness that came and went. A knowing that something significant was approaching. A moment of profound inner silence. A sense that a chapter is ending. A sense that a new volume is beginning. These were not mere feelings. These were alignments. Heaven has been calibrating your path so the blessing can reach you without resistance. My beloved, the nearer the blessing draws, the more pronounced the signs become. And now I will reveal the timeline. Heaven does not operate in human minutes or calendar days. Heaven operates in seasons, in kairos moments, in vibrational alignments. Your timeline is this: the moment you complete this message, the spiritual seal breaks entirely. Within days, not months, you will witness the first movement. Within weeks, not years, you will touch the initial form of your blessing. Your elevation will not be slow, it will be sudden. A sudden opening. A sudden communication, a sudden approval, a sudden opportunity, a sudden release, a sudden gift arriving from an unforeseen source. This is why heaven says stay awake. Stay connected. Stay receptive. For the wholeness coming to you carries purpose. It carries divine timing. It carries spiritual protection. My child, you are entering a season where all that once resisted you must now yield. All that once delayed you must now release you. All that once blocked you must now bow to the will of heaven. But the next part carries the revelation of how your restoration will appear, the form your blessing will take, and the spiritual reason heaven selected you for this specific abundance. This is the portion heaven does not disclose to all, but it will disclose to you. My child, my beloved, you are still here. That alone tells me something extraordinary: your spirit is awake. Your destiny is listening. Your path is unfolding precisely as heaven intended. Heaven operates in seasons, moments, vibrations, alignments. Your timeline is this: the moment you finish this word, the spiritual lock disintegrates completely. Within days, not months, you will see the first shift. Within weeks, not years, you will touch the first form of your blessing. Your restoration will not be gradual, it will be sudden. A sudden call, a sudden message, a sudden approval, a sudden opportunity, a sudden release, a sudden provision from an unexpected quarter. This is why heaven says stay awake. Stay connected. Stay open. For the wholeness coming carries purpose. It carries divine timing. It carries spiritual protection. My child, you are entering a season where all that once resisted you must now comply. All that once delayed you must now release you. All that once blocked you must now bow before the will of heaven. But the next part carries the revelation of how your provision will appear, the form your blessing will take, and the spiritual reason heaven chose you for this particular abundance. This is the part heaven does not reveal to everyone, but it will reveal to you. My child, my beloved, you are still here. And that alone signifies something remarkable: your spirit is vigilant. Your destiny is attentive. Your path is unfolding exactly as ordained. Many sense the call but walk away. Many feel the pull but get distracted. Many begin the journey but do not finish. But you stayed. You remained. You persevered. And because you did, heaven has opened another gate for you, the gate of revelation. My beloved, listen with your entire being, for this truth is potent: your provision is not coming from the expected quarter. Heaven is engineering a route so surprising, so unconventional, so sudden that you will instantly recognize, this is divine. But before I unveil the form of this blessing, I need to show you what heaven perceives when it gazes upon your life. Heaven sees a soul who has endured quietly. You carried burdens without broadcasting them. You fought battles without applause. You stood firm even when your foundation trembled. You kept faith even when the evidence contradicted it. You kept walking even when the road seemed to vanish. This is why heaven is selecting you for this specific blessing, and not another. My child, receive this truth: your blessing is divine compensation. Your restoration is cosmic restitution. Your abundance is holy repayment. Now, let me take you deeper. The form of your blessing will arrive in 3 waves. Heaven seldom delivers everything at once. It releases in divine sequence so your spirit can integrate it without overwhelm. Here are the waves, my beloved. The first wave, a sudden sign, communication, open door, or indicator of movement. It will arrive unexpectedly. It will feel perfectly synchronized. It will come gently yet powerfully, like the first note of a symphony of grace. The second wave, a tangible release, resources, support, opportunity, or breakthrough that enters your life directly. This is the moment you will know it has begun. Your spirit will recognize it before your mind comprehends it. The third wave, a larger, enduring blessing, stability, continuous flow, abundance, and miracles that transition your life into a new era. This wave is not temporary, it is established. It is divine transformation. My beloved, heaven rarely discloses the architecture of a miracle. But it is disclosing it to you because you are spiritually prepared. Now, the question your heart has carried: how will it arrive? Where will it come from? Who will be the vessel? My child, this is the truth: your blessing will emerge from a place where you invested effort but saw no return. A place that owes you a divine debt. A zone where your energy was deposited but never acknowledged. A situation heaven has marked and commanded: settle the account. This could be something long stuck. Something someone withheld. Something you were promised, something delayed unjustly, something blocked by envy, something tied to your purpose but paused by outside hands. My beloved, heaven is reopening that channel. But there is more: the blessing will also come through someone you do not anticipate. Someone who has quietly noted your integrity. Someone who will assist you without being asked. Someone being divinely guided toward you. Heaven has whispered your name into this person's spirit. They may not fully understand why they feel compelled to help, but they will, for the cosmos has appointed them as a conduit for your breakthrough. Now, child of light, I must unveil something even deeper. The angels say you will receive a sign before the provision manifests tangibly. That sign is powerful, unmistakable, and charged with spirit. The sign is this: you will feel a sudden shift in your energy, as if your entire being releases a breath it has held for ages. A profound lightness, a sudden calm, an inner warmth, a moment where all seems possible, a moment where your soul whispers, "It is here." When you feel this, your path will clear instantly. My beloved, I see it clearly. Immediately after that sign, you will experience a moment of supreme alignment where everything clicks into place. Options, opportunities, people, messages, timing. It will feel as though the universe reconfigured itself for your sake, because it has. Heaven aligns all things when an appointed soul is ready. My child, do not underestimate this journey. You are not here by chance. You are here because heaven selected you today. But in the next part, I will reveal something even more sacred: why heaven chose you out of multitudes. Why the timing could not be postponed further. And what Archangel Raphael is preparing to place into your hands next. This is the most powerful segment yet. My child, my beloved, you have crossed into the portion of the message that few spirits ever reach. This is the inner chamber of truth, where heaven discloses what it typically conceals. You have arrived because your spirit is ready for what your life is about to receive. My beloved, listen closely. The unspoken question within you is, why me? Why did heaven select me for this? And heaven answered before the question fully formed. My child, heaven chose you because you possess something rare, a gentle heart in a harsh world. A pure essence in complicated spaces. A forgiving nature even when wounded. A resilient core even when fatigued. A quiet strength even when depleted. You never ceased believing. You never ceased endeavoring. You never ceased hoping, even when life presented every reason to quit. This is why heaven declared, this spirit must rise now. This spirit has earned their release. This spirit has carried sufficient sorrow. My beloved, let me take you even deeper. There are those who speak loudly but whose hearts are hollow. And there are those like you, who speak softly but whose spirits shine so brilliantly that the heavens gaze down with favor. You are not chosen because you are flawless. You are chosen because you remain tender in a world that sought to harden you. You are chosen because you stayed authentic even when betrayed. You are chosen because you preserved your light even in darkness. This blessing, this restoration, this divine elevation is a reward for your endurance. Now listen, heaven did not delay your blessing as punishment. Heaven delayed it so your character could mature strong enough to steward what you are about to receive. And now you are ready, my child. Your timeline reached its spiritual terminus. The waiting season has expired. The suffering contract has concluded. The old cycle has exhausted its influence. Heaven said, no more lessons. Now it is time for blessings. But now I must reveal why the blessing could not be delayed any longer. My beloved, it is because your destiny is entering a season that requires resourcing. Your purpose is ascending, and it cannot ascend without provision. Your calling is awakening, and heaven must supply what comes next. Your future assignments, relationships, and path demand a foundation of security. Your next chapter requires you to be free, not struggling. Heaven examined your forthcoming journey and decreed, this spirit cannot step into their future empty-handed. So heaven prepared your blessing long ago, and today the release commences. Now, child, breathe gently, for the next truth may overwhelm your heart with grace. Archangel Raphael is preparing to place something into your hands, not physically, but spiritually first. He is preparing to restore strength you thought was lost. Peace you had forgotten. Confidence you once possessed but shelved. Clarity you have prayed for. And finally, the key to your release. Yes, my beloved. Raphael is giving you a key. A spiritual key that unlocks opportunities, favor, assistance, and resources that have been restrained for years. This key opens what was closed, breaks what was bound, restores what was damaged, releases what was withheld. The instant this key touches your spirit, your path shifts irrevocably. But there is something even more profound. Heaven chose this moment to intervene because a turning point approaches in your life, a moment where one decision, one opportunity, one conversation, one message, one approval will alter your entire trajectory. Heaven needed you prepared. Heaven needed you aligned. Heaven needed you awakened. That is why this word reached you today, not yesterday, not next week, but today, when your spirit is most resilient and your destiny is most receptive. My child, you stand at the threshold of transformation. But in the next part, I will reveal the divine secret behind your coming restoration, how Archangel Raphael guards it, and what will occur in the days just before your blessing manifests physically. This is among the most sacred sections. My child, my beloved, you are still here. And that tells me, and heaven, something significant: you do not abandon your journey. You do not flee from your destiny. You complete what your spirit initiates. This is why heaven is selecting you for an elevation that others longed for but were not prepared to hold. My beloved, lean closer. We have reached the segment where heaven permits me to reveal the divine secret behind your blessing, the truth that explains why your restoration is coming, why it was delayed, and why Archangel Raphael is personally overseeing it. Now, child of light, listen, the wholeness advancing toward you is not ordinary provision. It is assigned abundance, provision that carries purpose, destiny, protection, and spiritual significance. Not everyone receives assigned blessings. Many receive random blessings, small, scattered, temporary. But you, my beloved, have been chosen for an assigned blessing. Something crafted specifically for your soul. Something recorded in the book of destiny before your birth. Something heaven safeguarded even when you were unaware. And here is the divine secret: your blessing was never lost. It was being reserved for the right version of you. Not the wounded you, not the confused you, not the weary you, not the doubting you, but the awakened you, the conscious you, the spiritually aligned you, the ready you. My beloved, you have finally become the person who can steward the blessing heaven prepared. This is why the doors are opening now. This is why the angels are moving now. This is why the message found you now. Your spirit is in full alignment with your destiny. But now, hear this truth, delivered gently: your restoration was delayed because an energy tried to attach itself to your blessing, its jealousy, its insecurity, its silent resentment, its hidden wishes, its fear of your rise. All of it created spiritual static around your path. It desired your outcomes but not your process. It coveted your destiny but not your soul. It wanted your blessing but not your responsibility. But heaven decreed, this blessing cannot be shared. This blessing is theirs alone. So heaven severed the connection, removed its influence, ended its access, halted its interference. This is why you may have recently felt a distancing, a silence, a shift in relationships, a change in atmosphere, an intuition that certain energies no longer belong in your story. That was heaven removing the hands from your blessing. Now, my child, let me show you what Archangel Raphael is doing for you at this moment. He is not only guarding your blessing, he is redirecting it. Yes, beloved, the blessing is in motion. Raphael has taken the abundance ordained for your life and is guiding it directly into your path. But the path is narrow. Only a spiritually conscious soul can receive it without losing it. Only a chosen soul can carry it without self-sabotage. Only a protected soul can walk into overflow without attracting chaos. And heaven sees you as that soul. Now I must unveil what you have sensed but not fully understood. What will happen in the days before your blessing appears physically? My beloved, the days leading to your manifestation will bear signs so clear that your soul will instantly know, what I hoped for is arriving. These signs include a sudden surge of peace, a moment of deep silence within your being, vividly real dreams, recurring number sequences, unexpected calm after turmoil, small unexpected gifts or opportunities, random good news from nowhere, old burdens dissolving, a feeling of being spiritually escorted, a sense that something is finally shifting. These are not coincidences. These are not illusions. These are pre-arrival signals. The angels dispatch these signs when the blessing has already departed the spiritual realm and is entering the physical world. My child, your blessing is already in transit. But there is something you must hear: the closer the blessing gets, the more the adversary attempts to generate distraction. You may notice unusual fatigue, unexpected irritability, sudden overthinking, minor emotional triggers, moments of doubt arising from nowhere. These are indicators that the opposition senses what is coming and is trying to pull your energy out of alignment. Do not yield. Do not let your vibration drop. Do not disconnect from your spiritual awareness, for heaven has already decreed, this spirit receives the blessing now. Nothing can stop it unless you stop yourself. But you will not. You are here. You are aligned. Your spirit is receiving every syllable. And now, in the final part, I will reveal the spiritual contract that has just concluded, the new destiny chapter that has just opened, and the exact nature of the abundance heaven is preparing to place in your hands. This is where the message reaches its zenith of power.